Hello everyone, Jessica Gardner here with UT-TSU Extension in Clark County. Today I want to bring you into my kitchen and I'm going to make some chicken stock. So chicken stock is something that I can pick up relatively cheaply at the store, but it's also something that I can make at home. We grilled out the other night, we had a whole chicken, so we're left with a lot of bones. So I was thinking a way to repurpose that, something positive that we can make with it. So chicken stock is a great way to do that. It's a common pantry tool, so this recipe is very easy. And we can freeze it. So we can freeze it in 1 cup, 2 cup increments, whatever fits your needs, whatever you find yourself needing most. But we want to make sure that we use freezer safe containers. So typical jars aren't made for the cold temperatures of the freezer. So we want to make sure we use freezer safe jars if we choose to do those in jars. I know you can get the plastic screw-on lids that are freezer safe for the plastic containers. Whatever works for you, but we want to make sure that we are preserving our food safely. So step 1, I'm going to gather my materials. I'm going to use the chicken bones, so you can either use just the whole pre-cooked. So we basically want the bones, not the meat, just the bones. Our chicken stock comes from the bones, really flavorful, so we're going to use bones, a whole onion, about 4 cloves of garlic, and carrots. You can add celery or leeks if you choose to do so. Then we're going to use some rosemary, bay, and salt and pepper. So I'm going to gather my materials. So I've gone ahead and added my bones to the pot. I'm going to throw in my onions, just large chunks, no need to finely chop them. Just going to throw them in. My garlic, I'm going to just lightly crush it. It's okay if some of the peel stays on. Throw those in there. Take my carrots. I'm not measuring, but I'm going to do about half a bag. I'm going to add my seasoning. So I have rosemary, bay, and I added a little celery salt. So I will dump that on top. We're going to add pepper. Now, I don't have peppercorns, but I do have a pepper grinder. I'm just going to make sure it is on the thickest consistency. Pepper, a little bit of salt, and then I'm going to cover it with water. All of my bones and vegetables are covered with water. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to let it simmer for about 4 hours. Once your stock has simmered for about 4 hours, it's good to go. So you are going to want to strain it before you store it. So we don't want to leave big chunks of anything in our chicken stock, so make sure you strain it well, and then put them in your freezer safe storage containers. If you choose to freeze it, that will be a much longer shelf life. Rather than just storing it on the refrigerator, you will have about 5 days before you'll need to use it if you store it in the refrigerator. So I would suggest putting most of it in the freezer in a freezer safe container. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's a way for you to use the things you have to cut back on some costs in the grocery store, but also just live a more sustainable life. So thank you.